find me.
A question for Freddy. Do you ever doubt your talent?
No, that's a stupid question.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just got off what was effectively a press briefing with Owen himself over from the ImOw YouTube, and I basically managed to get a bunch of leaks from him, and this is what I was able to find. Now, before I get into that, in case you, don't know what happened, Owen was working on STO Online. It was supposed to be this Area F2 replacement. I think, just as everyone else, I was pretty skeptical, and naturally I was right because, well, apparently Steve, the guy running the whole thing, was very unprofessional. It turned down a bunch of free advertising offers from platforms such as Trovo, and as a result, Owen actually left the partnership, and I haven't heard anything from the STO Online devs since. So, STO Online not doing so hot, but that's okay because Owen found another franchise to murder. He found War in Arms. I don't know if he was the one working on it, but I have noticed that app in the App Store before. I couldn't play it. The servers are not online as of yet, but he's going to change that. He's going to make a new CQB game. We'll see about that. Okay, let's start with the basics. I'm going to go over and find and start sharing with you the bunch of screenshots that I was able to get. I'm going to start from what was most recent. To start, Owen called me a clown. Yeah, anyway, the most recent thing he said is that gyroscope will be added, so we know that much. We know gyro will be added to War in Arms. One thing that he stressed repeatedly is that he said this game will not be pay to win. It will not be. Like he said many times, it will not be pay to win, and that's something he stressed dozens of times. However, one thing he did state is that just like Area F2 and Rainbow Six, you will have to pay to unlock the operators at first. However, it can be unlocked through playing the game conventionally. Now, I think a lot of people think of this as a bad thing. I think of it as a good thing. It's actually one of the few instances where paying for content is actually a integral part of the game structure. Because as a newcomer, you have no idea what's going on. In a game like this, it's very in-depth, even for me. I've been playing mobile games for years, and I was lost at first. And so, if you overwhelm the newcoming player with a bunch of operators that he or she has no idea how to use, they're going to be a lot less likely to stick around. So limiting the player to only a few operators at the start is actually a good thing. Although many people may not see it that way. Another thing that came up a lot, and there was a whole debate about it in the chat, is that what will the graphics be like? And that basically means what will be able to run the device. And we didn't really get a solid answer. All we got is that there will be an ability to change your graphics, so we know it's not going to be that bare bones. But for the most part, we don't know exactly. However, from what I've heard through indirect sources, is that the game will prioritize medium to high-end devices, that lower-end devices will not be able to run the game, or at least not a consistent 60 FPS. Now, one more thing that I did hear is that the game will support 120 FPS plus shortly after its beta release. Something that I don't entirely understand, not because he was not clear about it, because I'm not familiar with the system, is that ranking is going to follow a system similar to an old Call of Duty game, like COD Black Ops 3, I believe, like the old 2016 era ranking system from COD. And he advocated this system several times, and this is basically what he had to say about it. He said, and I'll quote here, "We are having a ranking system which will be similar to all CQB games. The best of the best will be top rank. We are also adding prestiges for your levels too. There are 55 out of 10 prestiges. So you will get to grind to achieve the following: max in ranked, max in level, and prestige." I'm not 100% sure on what that means. And it seems like some people were very much opposed to this idea. Because you hear exactly what I'm talking about, exactly like the old COD style games. Because in my opinion, the COD now doesn't have the feeling for you to grind anymore, because it's not like the old CODs, where you could have your rank friends to max rank, max prestige. This new CODs allows always rests your level. It's annoying. Okay. Right, so I guess it just means it's going to be less tedious to rank up. I guess that's what that means. And it'll be more skill-based. But I don't entirely know what he's referring to as of now. Now, he's also talking about prestiges, so once you prestige, you'll go back to level 1. But when you're in games, you can showcase your prestige rank off. So it's just like Black Ops 3, right? Interesting choice, but again, at least he's being proactive about it, not just copying other, copying CQB games entirely. CQB in mind, something that he also did say, that this game will be strictly only CQB. There will be no other game modes like Team Deathmatch, Battle Royale, etc. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like that's missed potential there, and perhaps these will come in future updates depending on how the game evolves over time. But he was very adamant that at the game's launch, there will only be one game mode, and instead of different maps and game modes on the playlist, it'll just be ranked, casual, and offline. So, that's a little disappointing, but I also understand that decision, because he really is just trying to get as close to Area F2 as possible, or Rainbow Six Siege. One thing that will not be close to Rainbow Six Siege or Area F2 is the art style. You said you wanted to go for a futuristic, but closer to reality type of art style, similar to like Destiny. You wanted like a Destiny type vibe, which I can get behind. That could look really cool. Now, is that a way of repelling? Ooh, I just dropped something. Is that a way of repelling any copyright issues like Area F2 had? And I don't know the answer to that because he never answered that question. But it's very likely that that's why he's going with that style. He's not going with a strictly realistic modern style because we don't want another Area F2 situation. Now, one last thing I do want to leave you with is that if Area F2 were to somehow release before this game does, he will still continue developing it. So that means that pretty much nothing will stop the development of this game. He even said that himself. He said, and I quote, "Nothing will stop us from slowing down." Now, I don't think that will be an issue because, let's be honest, F2's not coming. I think it's safe to say we're not going to be playing that game again, ever. But who knows, I might be wrong. Let's hope I'm wrong. But with that in mind, Owen will release a proper statement tomorrow on the state of the game. And until then, we don't really have very much information. This is it. This is very surface level, but this is all we have for now. Hopefully I'm right. You know, I could keep continuing to speculate about what this means, but I feel like speculation is dangerous to get into, and especially when I could be proved wrong in less than 24 hours. So for now, I'm just going to leave it off there. But, that's funny. Clown gang, bro. Oh yeah, also you can join my Discord.